Good morning, El Paso.
Presidential candidates are back on the campaign trail. I'm ABC's Stephanie Ramos in Washington. Coming up, see how they're trying to snag voters in New York and Pennsylvania, the next big state primaries.
One person was rescued from the Rio Grande yesterday evening after falling in, but who is in charge of this investigation?
And ABC 7 still waiting to learn the identity of a person killed in a crash in East El Paso.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC 7's Good Morning El Paso.
Thanks for watching us on air and online at KVIA.com. Good morning to you. I'm Stephanie Valle.
And I'm Hillary Floren. Good morning, everyone.
And I'm Crystal Clyde. We'll get to your forecast in a minute. Actually, it looks like we'll start with that forecast right now. 56 is your temperature that we're sitting at currently, with our winds right now at 6 miles per hour. Those winds coming out of the north, they'll be picking up a bit more as we move through your afternoon, and that's when we get breezy. That's also when we start to see more of our changes shift into the forecast, including thicker cloud coverage, and by tonight, chances of rain. In Las Cruces, we sit at 54 degrees. We're clear, and your winds out of the northeast 6 miles per hour. That relative humidity only 11%. But I do expect that to increase tonight and especially by tomorrow morning at this time. We're talking better chances of rain. We'll look at those chances coming up.
All right, thank you, Crystal. And now to around-the-clock coverage. A garbage truck caught fire earlier this morning. It happened on Woodrow Bean near McCombs in northeast El Paso. And we have pictures sent in by ABC 7 viewer Jonathan Lopez. This also from our around-the-clock crew on the scene. Fire crews were extinguishing the flames. That fire began around 4:45. It was put out about 5 o'clock in the morning. And now to the video from our round-the-clock team. You can see the damage was done to that garbage truck by those flames. No one was injured. No word yet on what caused that fire, though. The area was blocked off heading north on McCombs, but it has since been reopened.
Happening today, the daughter of a former president will be at El Dorado High School. Chelsea Clinton will meet with students and the art teacher who helped the school win that national Barnes & Noble contest we told you about. El Dorado won because of the art teacher's idea for a community art project. Over the next year, art students will collect trash and then transform that trash into art.
And now Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton is looking beyond her loss in Wisconsin to her home state of New York while taking on Bernie Sanders. On the Republican side, Donald Trump also campaigning on home turf as protesters clash with Trump supporters. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has all the details.
At a rally in Pennsylvania, a bolder Bernie Sanders.
Let me just say in response to Secretary Clinton, I don't believe that she is qualified. If she is...
Sanders firing back after Hillary Clinton released a flurry of attacks his way. The Clinton camp tweeting, "This is a new low," saying Clinton never said Sanders was not qualified. With New York set to vote in less than 2 weeks, Clinton is gripping a Sanders stumble.
In a number of important areas, he doesn't have a plan at all.
Sanders tripping up during an interview with the New York Daily News about how he'd break up the big banks.
You think that the Fed now has that authority?
I don't know if the Fed has it, but I think the administration can have it.
Sanders remains unfazed despite his uphill climb to the nomination. Clinton has nearly 700 more delegates. Sanders needs to win 74% of the remaining delegates to beat her. For the Republicans, all eyes set on the Empire State. A mob of protesters and supporters greeting Donald Trump in Long Island as the GOP frontrunner tries to win over New Yorkers in his home state. For Ted Cruz, a rough welcome in the Bronx.
Get out of the Bronx!
Cruz defending the remarks on New York values that he first made months ago, while also trying to show off his Spanish to an immigrant-dominant community.
Entiendo casi todo en español.
We're likely to see a battle over delegates at the GOP convention this summer. On the Democratic side, that's something Bernie Sanders is hoping for as he goes up against Hillary Clinton. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
A rescue at the Rio Grande River is leaving the question of whose jurisdiction the investigation should be in. This is between Sunland Park Police and El Paso Police. The water rescue happened yesterday afternoon. El Paso Police and firefighters were called out to Anapra Road after a person fell into the river. A spokesman with the El Paso Fire Department tells ABC 7 the person fell in while fishing. When police and paramedics arrived, someone had already pulled the person from the water. Paramedics performed CPR and rushed them to the hospital. It's still unclear how how that person is doing this morning. No word whether El Paso Police or Sunland Park Police will be taking over that investigation.
ABC 7 is still waiting to learn the identity of a man killed in a two-vehicle crash. It happened just before 4 in the afternoon yesterday near Montana and Lee Trevino in East El Paso. The eastbound lanes of Montana were closed for hours while police investigated. ABC 7 learned the vehicles involved were a Grand Am and a Yukon. Police are not telling us which vehicle the person killed was riding in or who's to blame for the crash, but we will let you know as soon as we get that information.
New this morning, William Beaumont Army Medical Center is working to get a national accreditation as a baby-friendly hospital by changing how it delivers cesarean section babies. Good morning, El Paso's Denise Olivas is live now with the story. Denise.
Good morning, Hillary. After vaginal birth, the newborn is immediately handed over to the mother within seconds to help create a bond. During a C-section, that hasn't always been the case before because the delivery was happening in an operating room and sometimes the mother's well-being is at risk.
We modified our spaces, we took precautions with the baby, we stabilized the infant first, and then we created a space that was safe.
Dr. Frazier says the benefit of skin-to-skin contact after a C-section is it creates a physiological bond between mom and baby, and the baby is more likely to attach and breastfeed earlier. Christy Goldberg was the first mom at Beaumont to have skin-to-skin contact with baby Caleb after her C-section.
You feel a little nauseous with all the medication and they're manipulating your body, and I think having him with me really calmed me down actually and helped me not feel as sick as I would have otherwise.
Goldberg says that this was a special moment for her and her family, and she's had a C-section before, so she says that she really saw the difference. Beaumont is looking to get that baby-friendly hospital accreditation in 12 to 18 months. Back to you.
Oh, that baby was precious, Denise. Thank you. And now at 6:07, we're taking a look at our TxDOT traffic cameras downtown. You can see that traffic is moving at a steady pace. No problems to tell you about. And now Crystal has our forecast.
And the forecast for today looking good, but a lot of changes to deal with. So this morning, increasing clouds. By this afternoon, breezy but still dry. Those clouds not yet producing rain. It's overnight that chance of showers does move in. Now, currently on your clouds and radar map, we've got those clouds that are moving across the map. Right now, you see mostly not that thick cloud coverage that we'll deal with overnight. The thicker clouds moving moisture to the surface will allow for better chances of rain. But the green you see currently mostly not producing showers, possibly this little pocket down to the south of the Boot Hill of New Mexico. And on your hourly raincast, we are dry. There we go. Morning through 1 to 4 by 7. We'll pull in a 10% chance of rain. That slight chance of rain picking up as we move overnight to 30%.
All right, thanks so much, Crystal. We have much more to come right here on Good Morning El Paso today,
including why so many businesses along North Mesa and the west side are being demolished. Plus, we have some money-saving tips for you. Here's money expert Stacey Johnson with a preview.
I'm Stacey Johnson. Everybody's got questions about credit. How many cards should you carry? Should you have small balances or one large one? I'm going to answer some of those questions just ahead on Money Talk News.
Plus some changes in the forecast coming up.
Meteorologist Crystal Cly has your detailed forecast. Crystal.
We'll take a look at your planner for the rest of today. Plus, we're talking those changes right into your weekend.
Thanks, Crystal. This is ABC 7, where news comes first.
ABC